Thank you very much.
And certainly in the words of the Deputy Finance Minister, or now the former Deputy Finance Minister, we've witnessed history. We certainly have over the last few hours, witnessing history, not only with that cabinet reshuffle, but also just that huge backlash to the sacking of the Finance Minister. So hearing there really, Francis, from both the Finance Minister and the Deputy Finance Minister, it was really about allaying the fears of the public, I think, and Minister Gordon speaking on mass mobilization, that all South Africans need to stand together now to ensure that the country remains stable in what we've seen. He also spoke of how he addressed his Treasury staff as their outgoing boss, as if I can call him that, to say that they are committed, his staff are committed to doing their utmost best to continuing the legacy and of the Treasury, of the Office of the Treasury. And interestingly enough, he said that when that space between being called back home and coming back home, he did manage, him and his team, to meet with some investors while overseas. And one of the questions was, will that work be undone? And I think that's what everybody's looking at now. Everyone's looking at the markets. Everybody's saying, will the work that we've done, that we've put in place to stabilize things and avoid downgrades, will that all be undone now?
Well, I think this is an unprecedented press briefing. You saw visuals from inside the venue that members of SABC, as well as Vavi, head of the new Trade Union Federation, a lot of people arriving in support, and the Deputy Finance Minister earlier given a standing ovation. Also ANN7 given a very hard time by the Minister. And I think what we've seen today is unprecedented criticism of the President, bordering on open revolt. So you said what Gordon said, and just to add to that, that he said categorically there was no secret meeting, but we'll give you some more details. Let's hear what Zwelithini Vavi is saying right now.
The staff here in the Treasury are in pain. They can't believe that in the South Africa they've had to build. This was to be possible. It has been a very long, painful journey of a total capture of every institution of our democracy. And this, for them, is the final stop. They have achieved what they could have not imagined that they will be able to achieve. To the staff, we can only say, hold on there. Don't let them have a blank check in front of their desk. Resist. Tell us one way or another of whatever shenanigans they are going to be implementing when they come over today. Stop corruption. Don't collaborate with crime. This is a darkest hour in the history of South Africa, but we can promise you one thing. Tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday. Zuma and his thugs will not have the last say.
Thank you.
The people of this country will have the last say. It doesn't matter how long it will take, but they are going to be on their way out very soon, or sooner than they know. Hold on into your positions. Don't let them loot this country in your presence. We disagreed with you on policy so many times. We have marched outside your buildings from the trade union point of view. But we know one thing that we give to you. You are professionals, you are uncorruptible, you are not the looters. And for that we want to defend you moving forward. So don't despair. Don't you despair even at this moment. Carry on serving this country with everything that you have. Don't collaborate with corruption. We are outside. We are inviting the media to go outside. Our people have now surrounded this building symbolically to stop Kigaba and Buthelezi from coming over today. At lunchtime, we will march to the union buildings, and we are calling on every South African with a conscience. Join us, save our country. This is not a passing picket. We have now started a movement of all of these people you see. And we will stop at nothing that is legal, that is within our constitution, to stop these political hyenas from destroying the future of our children.
We are here to say, remember as a nation the words of our great leader Nelson Mandela, that in the life of every nation there comes a time when you decide whether to fight or submit. South Africans have to make a decision today as to whether they are going to succumb and submit to the forces of corruption or they are going to stand up and fight. This is not a fight. This is not a fight that is a fight of treasury. This is a fight for the very sovereignty of our nation. Yes. The ANC leadership says, we didn't know where these names came from. It begs the question, where did the names come from? Where did the names come from, therefore? As a democratic country, we elected a political party to run our country, and that's the African National Congress. Who then takes decisions behind it, even when it says no, and proceeds to remove a competent, capable, patriotic Minister of Finance and his deputy, leaders that have demonstrated incredible integrity and honesty, leaders that have taken immense pain and suffering and humiliation, all because they were determined to ensure that the coffers of the state are protected. ANN7 is running a program today. They say Mr. Clean has been elected to take over the treasury in Malusi Giga. Don't be fooled. The crisis in state-owned enterprises started during his time as the Minister of Public Enterprises. The State of Capture report highlights all the shenanigans that happened at Transnet during his tenure. Now it will become shenanigans across the spectrum of state-owned enterprises and everywhere where there are finances to be managed. This country has to stand up and fight against this. This is not just a fight against corruption. This is a fight in defense of our very sovereignty. The many leaders who fought, laid down their lives, gave up their youth, sacrificed their careers, and gave up everything, delivered a democracy. It is now upon us to do the same. Be prepared to sacrifice and give up everything to defend that democracy and ensure that South Africa and its commitment to the poor remains. Why should the poor worry about whether social grants are going to be paid or not at the beginning of this year? Why should the poor worry that the schools that they intended to build, if there are 3 schools to be built, only 1 will be built? Where does the rest of the money go? Why should the poor worry that where government has created and has built fantastic clinic infrastructure across the board, when the doctor says this is the kind of medication that you must get when they go to the dispensary, the medication is not there because somebody has taken it to sell it for money. This is humiliating to the poor. This is abuse to the poor. All of us as South Africans, irrespective of our political beliefs, irrespective of our